What's up, everybody? I'm the Mangoose. You are awesome, and I've been scrutinizing the Overprime demo games in detail, slowing shit down, zooming in on stuff, and just generally trying to get a better feel for the game. Along the way, I've noticed quite a few features that I didn't really see before. There's the obvious stuff like the portal in the side lanes and travel mode being present, but there's some really small features that you may have missed. I also think I've finally nailed down what it is that's slightly off-putting about Overprime. I have a lot of faith in this game and they've done a great job with it, but at the end of the day, there just seems to be something off about it that I haven't been able to put my finger on. Let's start with some of the really good features. The thing that impresses me the most is hit registry and feedback. This is something many of the Paragon successors have lacked in their first iterations. In fact, Overprime lacked it for a while back when it was playable, but it's been significantly improved in this footage. Let's talk ranged first. You see the reticle change for Murdoch, or Scud, or whatever the fuck they're calling him, when he's going to hit something with a shot. It goes from the crosshairs to a red circle. When he fires, the circle contracts and there's a small particle effect when the projectile lands. The reticle also has some of these little arrows that pop out to let you know that you hit. And there's also audio feedback. A shot landed sounds chunkier than a missed shot. We've all experienced how important it is to get that feedback in these games, and Overprime has layers of it. Where hit registry really shines though is with the melee heroes. This is something Jelly Knees pointed out to me after the console demo. When Feng Mao lands a melee swing, there's some slight frame stop in the animation. The animation still takes the same amount of time, but that slight pause gives you the impression that his spear actually connected with something solid. This is a technique often used in fighting games to lend weight to attacks. What's more, when Kalari hits an enemy, the frame stop is very slight, while Sevarog seems to have quite a few frames of stoppage. This makes sense because Kalari is running around with a pair of pig stickers and Sev has his giant fuck-all hammer. It makes Sev's basic attacks feel weightier than Kalari's. Along with the hit stop, you also get a change to your targeting reticle when landing an attack, as well as the particle effect and the different sound effect. It's barely perceptible details like this that are very important to the immersion of the game. You also get good feedback when getting hit. Doc's entire character model glows red when he gets hit, and it's not just a simple tint change either, it's a really well done outline glow that fades over a small period of time. I love it. We know they plan to have around 22 heroes on release, including the new hero Adele, but we don't know exactly who will be included. But if you freeze and look at the character select screen for the test, we see Feng Mao, Gideon, Rampage, Revenant, FaZe, The Fae, Steel, Aurora, Kwang, Gadget, Shibi, Countess, Seraph, Narbash, Chimera, Kalari, Muriel, Grux, Murdoch, Bellica, Sevarog, Sparrow, Twin Blast, Boris, Greystone, Grim.exe, and Howitzer. That's 27 without Adele. I really hope everyone pictured here will be playable for whatever type of early access beta thing they do, since I sincerely miss the Fae and Shimby. Y'all thought I was just a support? Let me get my hands on Shimby and you'll see a whole different Mangoose. This one's pretty obvious. They have bushes that offer concealment in the lanes, as well as shadow wells at the lane entrances like Legacy Paragon had. You can see that players entering bushes can no longer be seen, but they can still get hit with the basic attacks. This is part of the beauty of having a third-person MOBA. If you've ever played an ADC in LoL or Dota, you know that somebody flirting with bushes can be a real pain in the ass because you can't target them when you can't see them. When you can fire anywhere you want, that frustration is removed. I'm not sure if I like how many bushes there are. I'm sure it'll feel great when you bush juke somebody, but it's going to feel terrible when someone gets away by jumping into a bush, activating travel mode, and running away. There is a smaller thing I noticed about the Shadow Wells though, that's what I really wanted to talk about, and this could be a problem that used to happen in Paragon. Entering a Shadow Well places you in the Shadow Plane. Placing a ward while in the Shadow Plane means the ward is also in the Shadow Plane. The problem here is that melee heroes can't clear that ward while ranged heroes can. They can just stand in the well and ping it down, but if you're a melee hero, as soon as you exit the well, you can no longer see the ward, so you have to be in the well to actually clear the ward. Ugh, it's kind of unfair, and I'd forgotten all about it, but it was kind of a problem in Paragon. It's extremely frustrating as a jungler when you're standing there, you see that ward, it's just out of range, and you just can't do shit about it. Now for the thing that I find slightly off-putting about Overprime. This is a completely subjective and kind of ridiculous complaint, but it's too clean. Paragon had a slightly brutal feel to it that added to the visceral gameplay. I 100% agree that in order to be successful, these Paragon successors can't just create a clone of Paragon. But you do need to recapture the feel of the game. Again, completely subjective, but I always felt that Paragon was a mix of sci-fi and fantasy, but the overall feeling was a fantasy setting. Overprime with its clean, well-defined indicators and flashy colors makes it seem a bit more sci-fi. I know many people right now are going, what the actual fuck is this guy talking about? But there's also going to be some that are like, yes, he nailed it, finally! In any case, it doesn't really matter because Soul Weave is making the game for the community, not for me. They aren't sitting down like, damn, what direction would Mangoose like? So the cleaner feel of Overprime itself isn't a bad thing, it's just something I personally don't care for. I'm very curious to hear your thoughts on this in the comments below. And that's the smaller things I noticed while watching the Overprime gameplay. Let me know what things you found interesting while you were watching. I'm really happy with the amount of detail Soul Weave has been adding into this game. I've played Overprime in the past and they've always had beautiful maps, but the heroes themselves lack polish. The amount of attention to detail that they've poured into the roster over the last few months has brought us a cast that matches the beautiful setting that they fight in. Let me know if you found any small details that you think the rest of the community missed. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe for more third-person MOBA content. But for now, this is the Mangoose signing off. You guys have a good one. Mangoose! Shout out to channel members Foolish Bloodhunter, Jelly Knees, Meow Mix for Men, Stunt, and Ferret.